Jala led his white scars down the broad hallways of the hospital on their blessed steeds of steel. Many of the Tin King's servants were in the midst of some sort of heinous act against the bodies of those who were not able to escape to the roof with the other soldiers. The white scars took brutal vengeance on the murderous traitors, gunning them down like beasts. There was little the traitors' light weapons could do against the ceramite-plated power armor of the Space Marines. The heretics hadn't exactly expected an assault like this. Most broke and fled, only to be cut down by the swift and merciless brothers in white. It took several floors before word of what was happening upstairs reached the ears of the traitor commanders from the survivors that managed to flee down the stairwell. The traitors began to make some semblance of a defensive stand. Jala only grinned when he saw crude barricades erected in the halls designed to slow their advance. The Space Marines fired frag missiles into the barricades from their bikes, sending deadly shrapnel into the would-be defenders. This was no battle. This was a slaughter. A few of the more zealous heretics attempted to hurl crack grenades at the swift and deadly machines. Nearly all of them were gunned down before they could hurl their deadly weapons. One narrowly missed striking Jala, but the explosion still caused Brother Batu to swerve and skid into the wall of the corridor. He was forced to temporarily abandon his steed and fight on foot, eliminating cultists that were cowering in interior rooms, hidden behind locked doors. As if something as insignificant as a simple lock could stop a Space Marine. As Jala and his men tore through the rebels below, Ogg and the other wounded soldiers slowly made their way down the hospital stairs on foot. There were few survivors, but almost none of them put up any kind of real fight. Much of the work was finding the bad guys who were hiding amongst the dead and ending their miserable lives. Ogg remembered that it was much better to crush the heads of the bad guys with his fists. Commissar Gallus told him that this would help save ammunition. But Ogg didn't really remember that part, only that executions required fists, not guns, which he liked very much. As they were eliminating enemy survivors in this manner, Ogg was poking each one of the corpses. "Are you dead? Okay. And just to make sure, head goes smash!" And Ogg brought his mighty fist down on the heretic, crushing his skull. He walked up to the next one. This one kind of looked like the metal men that fixed the Ogryn's augmetics sometimes. But he was wearing the symbol of the bad man that Ogg had seen earlier, the broken cog. So that meant he had to be crushed too. But first he had to find out if he was still alive, so he could crush him. Or dead, so then he could crush him. "Are you dead?" The traitor tech adept held up his hands and pleaded with the simple Ogryn.
Negative! I am not dead! Please do not terminate me!
Okay, bad man go squish!
No, wait! I know things! I am an adept! I am like, one of your officers!
Oh, then I really gotta squish you! Bad boss man go squish!
Ogg, no, wait! Lieutenant Carter came up behind the Ogryn and stayed his hand. Don't kill him. Not just yet. We've been running around in the dark until now. If this traitor has information on the goals of the Tin King, we could certainly use it. Ogg lowered his fists, looking disappointed. But he didn't want to be in the dark if he could help it. Being in the dark was scary.
Thank you! Thank you for the Emperor's mercy!
Oh, you haven't received the Emperor's mercy yet. And if you do, that will entirely depend on what intelligence you can provide for us. Who is this Tin King? Where is he? What does he want?
One question at a time. So, who is the Tin King? Well, I have never met him myself, but I have heard him speak his truth. Some say he is a man. Some say he is a machine. Others believe, as I do, that he is a god, the true Omnisire.
Where is he? What does he want?
Far beneath the surface of the planet, down in the deep forges, down among the ancient things. He saw the oppression of the Imperium. He saw the cruelty and slavery that thrive in this wicked empire. He sees the weakness of flesh. He sees a dependency on machines. So he claims what is his. Oh yes, he has slowly and meticulously been taking over Imperial networks all across Polis. No communication, no power, nothing without the Tin King's blessing.
You know that this is doomed to failure. An entire fleet is in orbit above the planet. The wrath of the Astra Militarum will fall on your head, and you and your Tin King will be shattered. The mad priest only laughed.
Your mighty navy. Do you think that the cogitators and databanks of your vessels were somehow immune from the power of the Tin King? His scrap code is already worming its way through your void craft. Your fleet, your planet, are now his.
No man do they call me. My mother and my father and all my comrades as well. Thank you all for listening to the latest episode of Ogg the Ogryn Returns. If you enjoyed what you heard, please leave a like and comment so that one day you too can make bad men go squish. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do so in order to hear more stories about White Scars, Ogryns, and tech rebellions. If you would like to support me, there are links to my Patreon, PayPal, and Teespring in the description below. And if you have absolutely no idea what's going on, you can click on the Ogg the Ogryn Returns playlist, which should be appearing on screen right now. Thanks once again for listening. No Man, out.